Hey guys, Tyler2K here. I'm here to take a look at the Shaheen changes for Season 2 of Tekken 8. Shaheen is a character who I used to be, I wouldn't necessarily call him my early main for T7, but between Shaheen and Claudio and T7, I definitely did play a lot before we got into later seasons, like Season 2, Season 3, and stuff like that. But yeah, the changes to like the sneak system, requiring you to hold the input rather than just simply tapping it, something I didn't like, so I'm like, you know what, I'm going to leave my memory with Shaheen in T7. That's where, you know, he kind of should belong. I'm not going to play him in T8 sort of thing. But yeah, Shaheen is such a rare character that we never get to see anyone play him. And then he has a lot of like crazy changes. Like for instance, I know Sidestep 1+2 is such an incredibly strong move, almost as similar to a character like Bear's Sidestep 1+2, that it's just like, man, it's such a Tekken 8 Season 2 sort of move. But beyond that, I don't know like anything with this character. So I figured, yeah, it's time to cover it. We are planning on covering all the characters. As usual, if I make a mistake, please let me know the time code that said mistake. We should be able to get this done before the May patch. I think comes out like 17th or something like that. So we should get it all done by then. But yeah, if I make a mistake, please let me know. I'd rather be corrected than necessarily wrong. So let's go ahead and jump into it. There seem to be a lot of them for Shaheen. Okay, Season 2, Shaheen adjusted with a focus on adding new offensive options to initiate attacks, as well as enhancing his unique traits related to Stealth Step and chip damage on block. Season 1, well-balanced character with strong offensive and defensive capabilities. Toolkit, somewhat technical, which is kind of crazy to think about, because, like, I mean, I would probably say his T8s or T7 is a little bit stronger. I guess the addition of, like, the Blue Star variation on stuff like that, and Guard Breaker was a different mechanic, like specific to Shaheen, but for other characters it wasn't there, so maybe that's what they're talking about. Take into account new move down 1. Ah, yeah, we got this. Wow, I didn't know that's +4. That's crazy as shit. Yeah, we have this long range option. I don't believe it tracks, but let's see what it does on counter hit. Do we get the new Aston animation for Season 2, or do we get just a +16? Ah, we get the new Aston animation. Yeah, I don't know why that's such like a prolific thing nowadays. Of course, this +28 state post knockdown is not, you know, it's not a G. So let's go ahead, put him at the wall. So here he can block our wall stand 1 on 14, even at the +28. The animation, in my experience, is very tricky though, because unless you know you're stuck in like this weird ass stun state, a lot of people will try to tech roll, and what happens, they'll mash and they'll die because they're mashing, but they're not mashing, they're trying to tech roll. It should, in my opinion, probably bring back the old ass stun animation rather than this new style, but whatever, neither here nor there. Easy to use offense starter, new low, blah blah blah. Okay, regarding Stealth Step, a new transition move, 1 2 2. Ooh, that's kind of tricky though. Yeah, that I have seen someone do this against me. So 1 2 2 is only -11. Everyone knows by now that 1 2 2. Also a counter launcher. But yeah, I mean, the fear of the 1 2 2 coming out is huge. So it's like, oh shit, well if I can't mash here and you have an option like 1 2 4, which also causes wall splat. Yeah, that's actually a really good addition to his kit right there. Okay, additionally, Stealth Step 1+2 has been adjusted to provide more favorable situation on block. Okay, what do you do on block now then? +4, okay. I have a feeling maybe it was like +2 initially, which would be why like maybe +2 or +3, wall stand 1 fish, wall stand 4 fish, what I talked about before in our match review videos, to not get complacent with wall stand 4 post. But yeah, it's probably like +2 now, +4 instead. Favorable situation, offensive pressure. Regarding chip damage up forward 1, and up forward and down held. Oh, okay. I have not practiced this at all. Okay, so chip damage on the 2 of them have been increased. Up forward 1 is a little tricky because it has like an okay hitbox, but at the same time, oftentimes you'll miss on stepping. But I mean, who cares? The additional option, you know, the additional chip damage is a good thing, so sure. Easier to adjust as such, making it such that the effective use, an option like back 2, which causes red light destruction, more valuable. And then same thing with the 13 framer, which is a huge buff to make this into 13. Keep in mind, you can, I think, buffer that on 13. So Yeah, look at, we didn't get even a proper clean 13 framer. I guess it's just fast. Unlike like an actual just frame input, like a taunt shadow or something like that. Okay, additionally, heat state reworked. So heat state forward 1+2. Oh. Wow, they gave him one of those. Oh, wow, so his heat smash is just now the low? So not he doesn't do it out of stance? Wait, what if I do it out... No, I'm sure if I do this out of stance, it'll still come out, right? Yeah, it does. Okay, so instead, he just has the 4-4-1+2. But that's crazy because that's an elbow. A lot of the heat smashes are not elbow attacks. So that means the 4-4-1+2 would get beat normally with a different character. But no, because that's an elbow, you can't reverse it. That's a huge change in favor for Shaheen. Of course, the damage on it's dog shit, right? 35, but still. How fast was that? 16, so 17? Okay. And there we go. Yeah, we can see the... during this state, during the sneak step, you can now perform either Heat Smash or Heat Burst, so that's good. Okay, in line with overall adjustment, back 3+4 is longer. No longer Heat Engager, makes sense. Instead, Heat Step down forward 1-3 has been changed to Heat Engager. Let's see, is this a launcher? Whoops. No, okay, flop state. That makes sense. I mean, you're replacing back 3+4, which wasn't a launcher anyway. Okay, so changed moves, or new moves in this case. Down for 1-3, now a Heat Engager option. That's out of step, so I assume under certain scenarios... How fast was that? 15? Okay, well, maybe. I think there is a situation where this works, but I don't know what it is off the top of my head. Again, I haven't played too much Shaheen in Tekken 8. So change the Heat Engager. Now better, stronger anti-sidestep left option for Shaheen, so that's a good change. Yeah, back 3+4, no longer Heat Engager. Now just a normal Power Crush option. Okay, down 1, new move. Okay, a little bit less range than I anticipated, but yeah, on counter hit, causing ass stun state for +28. Obviously at +28, you can go for your slide option. Or wall stand 2. You probably should better off not committing to like wall stand 2. You should probably go for like a hop kick out of FC because you're only minus 13 rather than minus 26 or whatever, or 16 or 17. But still, it doesn't matter in this position. 28, right? There's nothing they can do to parry or reverse you, so you can effectively use it. Now, the one thing I know that they changed. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll wait until we get to that because I think that's going to be talked about in a little bit. Okay, sidestep 1+2, Haboob. This move is fucking absurd. Yeah, it has a gigantic hitbox, and then best of all, it's +5, and also furthermore, I guess it leaves you right next to him. So like down forward 1, you have a lot of options from that position, and then furthermore, it causes knockdown state, so like dash up into steel pedal. And sorry, let me go ahead and lower this because we don't need to see the whole screen anymore. But yeah, that move is crazy as shit. Like that's a big one. This is still a counter launcher too? Yes, it is. Okay. But yeah, let's see here the hit on it. So now the tricky part, I suppose, is that when we initiate a Haboob, the move, yeah, we're kind of naturally moving with our opponent during his sidewalk. Okay, so yeah, weak to sidestep right. Now if I sidestep this direction, okay, now see, then it tracks though. So it, bro, what? Okay, so if I sidestep left and he sidesteps the other way, no, it still tracks. So you should always sidestep left and initiate then, right? The fuck? Okay, so I'm not taking crazy pills. Because I've seen this hit me too. Where someone had said, yeah, just sidestep to the right. What the fuck? Okay, so is that a bug? Is that a bug, an oversight, or is that actually intended? I'm inclined to believe it's not intended. But yeah, this move is fucking hella good. +5 is nasty. Now, the tricky or nice part about +5 now is that we do have the forward 2 option. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but forward 2-3 is now a wall splat, I believe. Maybe it's not. Yeah, I mean, realistically, it's not going to work, but you never know. People tend to mash sometimes. Okay, so it wall splats with like air quotes, but it doesn't splat. Okay, so the +5's not as big, but then you have natural mix-ups from that position using the sidestep 1+2, and God, that's so good. Okay, 1-2-2 can cancel now into sneak. That's hella good, because I think also the 1-2-2 by itself does also effectively jail. Or, sorry, not jail, I mean in the sense that they can't evade the incoming. So they can't sidestep out, you can't mash out, you can't do anything. There's just simply no frames to beat that. And then furthermore, as of like Season 3 of Tekken 7, of course the 1-2-2 by itself is only -11, which is massive. So again, you have both the 1-2-3, 1-2-3 transition, sneak, 1-2-4 for wall splat, which has a little bit less pushback, but it does cause splat, 1-2-2, which actually better than just counter hit launcher on the final hit. It's also NCC, so technically you can hit confirm this on counter hit, the 1-2-2 option afterwards too. So yeah, I mean that's huge. And how plus are we? -2. Okay, the frames aren't great on hit, but from there, I mean we do have a couple of options with like sneak 4, fishing, and whatnot. So sure. Okay, forward 3 now transitions to sneak stealth. Oh, by tapping down forward. Okay, so on block, what do you do here? Okay, -3. Okay, it looks like forward 3 doesn't have any homing on it, right? Yeah, I'm not seeing any animation. I guess just forward 4 instead. But okay, forward 3. And then on non-counter hit, do we still... What's our plus here? Okay, +6. +8. Okay, I mean, +8's good because I assume this is like... Okay, 19. That's a little bit slower than I anticipated. So, sneak stealth or step, +8. Okay, so the 4 inherent risk option there. Okay, so counter hit is, I guess, like the big daddy option here. Otherwise, you can apply pressure afterwards. And that answers our question from earlier. Like, in what situation would you ever be able to get sneak stealth 1-3? And that's 4-3. So that's NCC. Okay, that feels like it wouldn't be the most fun hit confirm. Okay, take it back. Okay, no, the window is actually very generous. I'm very surprised about that. Yeah, usually those kind of confirms feel like maybe like a 3-frame window, a 4-frame if you're lucky. Certain easier ones are probably closer to an 8. Like this feels like... Yeah, I mean, I got a year to confirm that. That's actually really, really good. Okay, that's huge. Okay, trusted tracking performance to make it likely to hit the sidestep to our right, or our left, I should say. It says sidestep right, so I assume they're talking about our opponent. So let's go ahead and put him that direction. There you go, forward 3. So that would also then imply that it doesn't track the other way. Okay, no, so loses to our sidestep left or to our right. Okay, startup has been... there you go. So 20 frame startup rather than active for an additional frame. So that's probably how they nerfed it. The forward 3 went on 21st frame, probably hit to his left, or his right, sorry. Then it would allow for the tracking, but now it no longer does. That feels to be like one of the main ways Namco has specifically nerfed a lot of characters. They're like, make it have one less active frame, and then you get Dragunov, who can't hit shit anymore. Which is rough. Okay, new move? What is this? Oh, command added in. So... Okay, so technically not a new move. Stealth step... Oh, okay, my bad. I see what you're saying. Yeah, so during stealth step, yeah, we can now pop meter cleanly. So let's say you're in that forward 3 situation. Okay, -3. Actually, that's perfect. You can take your turn back right away here. Immediately afterwards. Although it didn't track. But it would beat if your opponent mashes out in this position. Because -3, Power Crush activates on 7. So the quickest attack in the game is a 10. Now, the only issue I see here, though, is that forward 3 is +15. So this is not actually a combo. And sorry, by combo, I mean you're not going to get a launcher regardless. But it's not actually a combo. It just is going to hit if they mash or something like that. So yeah, Shaheen doesn't get an automatic OS by transitioning off of forward 3. So that's a little bit... I wouldn't say necessarily detriment. It's just a downside, I suppose, in that position. Okay, heat mode 4 for 1 plus 2. So now that is his heat smash, which causes floor break. Now I'm curious here. If we are on a floor break stage with like a strong floor break, does that mean that's a launcher still, or did they nerf that? I wonder. Let's find out. But yeah, so now again, heat smash is the low, which can be performed at stance or standing. So that's a huge change. So let's just go ahead and do this one first. No, wall break. But now, if we do 4 for 1 plus 2. Oops, okay, can't block it. I don't think it's going to work, but let's find out. Okay, so we get one floor damage, but we don't get 2 floor damage, so we can't strong break the floor anymore. Let me go ahead and... I don't know why I'm going to test this, but I'm going to test this. Okay. So yeah, obviously you're not going to want to do that. Look at the combo damage, which is dog shit, but okay, yeah, even mid-combo, it still does the spike option, which makes sense. Okay, so previously using the move would end heat, now consumes 450 frames of the heat timer. The opponent's recovery time when blocking has been reduced by 2 frames, so worse frame advantage. Now, I assume we can still transition into sneak, or maybe automatically. Oh yeah, okay, automatically we're in sneak, but that means follow-up pressure is a little bit devalued because we're only +4. And off of sneak, I think our fast attack is probably sneak 1. Yeah. 12 frame. So 12 frame, it basically +4, and our fast attack is a 12. You have time to duck jab that. If it was +5, and they try to duck jab, they would lose. Then the what do you call it? The sneak 1 would beat the duck jab. But those 2 frames are huge. Even 1 frame would be huge in favor of Shaheen, though. No, actually, I take it back. I'm completely wrong. Forget about what I just said. Okay, so damage changed from 25-36 to 15-25. Weird that you use like a comma notation. Expand hurt box, alleviating situations where it whiff. Okay, good. Because yeah, sometimes he would like phantom crush during this animation, and maybe they made it such that it doesn't actually high crush now. Because yeah, look. Yeah, let me go ahead. Let me just test this. Let me put him to do a couple of jabs in a row, and then see if we're able to crush it. I have a feeling we can't now, which is a big deal. Oh no, we still crushed it. Okay, so maybe the crushing on it is just worse. Maybe it used to beat mids or some crazy shit like that. Okay, no longer transitions to stealth step on whiff though. Oh. Oh my god, but yeah, bro, when is it ever gonna whiff, huh? Holy shit. Yeah, let me initiate at range 5. Jesus. What the fuck is that shit, bro? Okay, during heat, can now be performed out of standing position. That's a low. I presume this is minus 14. If this is worse than 14, then Shaheen got fucked. Okay, yeah, 14. All the heat smashes low are now 14, so that's a universal change, which is good because the low heat smashes were always dog shit. Unless you had a mid version, which a lot of characters had, except for Lee and Victor. Okay, now transitions into a throw on the hit of the first hit. I don't know what that means. Okay, so we get the attack throw, 42 damage. So I assume they're saying if it misses, we don't. Wait, what? Wait, why is it doing more damage? Wait, what? I know there was a problem with, like, Brian in this. What? Yeah, there was a problem with Brian where he would whiff your attacks and you would still hit him during any part of the heat smash. You get the full animation. But this seems like an oversight. That does more damage. And I assume it's gonna be equally punishable. Let's find out. Yeah. Huh. Okay. Last test here would be doing my job if I didn't test. So we'll do that. So it should not clean splat. Now, what happens if we whiff it? Huh? Okay. Sure. Okay, expand the hurt box after the move to reduce instances where follow-up attacks would unintentionally whiff. Okay. Sure. Wow, look at that. Back to... I can't believe how it's better on whiffing. Yo, I wish Dragonov was like that. Okay, so startup attack. So this is now 14 to 15 instead of 15 to 16. Which is funny because, like, Shaheen already has, like, a wealth of, like, command punishes. Because, like, let's say you do the slow forward back 2. It's 14, right? So that's a health destroyer. Now we have this one, which is a health destroyer. But he also still has down back 2-1 on 14. Now, granted, it's not health destruction, but it is a heat engager. Now, furthermore, it's not a launching heat engager, so it's a little bit devalued, but still, what the fuck? Okay, yeah, I mean, the nice thing, of course, with this, it is a mid. This is a high, but down by 2 is also a mid, so I don't know, whatever. I mean, sure, let's make it faster. I don't know why, but yeah, let's make it faster. Okay, stealth step 4. Damage change from 17 to 20. Change behavior on counter hit, making it possible to do follow-ups. Okay, so we're in full standing, so similar idea. We can either go for the 14 framer, or we can go for back 2 for red life destruction, if you'd prefer that. Usually the damage is more valuable, so let me go through it one more time. So 47. Okay, so the damage actually isn't like much better. So 47 versus okay, 44. Yeah. So yeah, that's nice. So hey, you know, if you're by the wall, heat engage option, you know, so on and so forth, your cool combos and shit. But now, okay, now let's say you're open field. Well, maybe you don't want the bonus damage. Let's just go ahead and destroy the red life. Also, furthermore, I think the stealth 4 is not even that bad, right? Yeah, minus 14. In this matchup versus Jin, it's bad, but again, not every character has a wall stand 14 launcher, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, that's a huge buff. Bonus damage, and now allowed for red life destruction with the buff back 2 buff. That's massive. Okay, stealth step 1+2 has been increased. Oh, wait. Okay, so this is just in general better frame data. So that wasn't a nerf; it was a buff. They either wrote it wrong or I read it wrong. So +4. So I wonder if the opponent mashes. Because they're an FC. Oh, wait, no. Okay, I understand now. So what they want you to do is go for stealth or wall stand 1 afterwards on 14. So because you're +4, if you go for wall stand 1 on +4, you'll trade and or beat, you know, any 10 framer or slower. But because you're +4 and they're left in FC in wall stand state, their quickest attack, quote unquote, is the wall stand 4 on 11. So your wall stand 1 on 14 beats the wall stand 4 that hits on 15 by 1 frame because they're stuck in FC. So wall stand 1 fish. They want you to commit to the wall stand 1 every time now. And then on trade, you probably still get the advantageous situation. But yeah, +14 open field, similar situation. Okay, do you want to go for the heat engager option, which of course by the wall would be a full launcher, right? Or do you want to go for red life destruction instead? So similar question. You know, okay, let's say you're not by the wall. Let's say you don't have heat engager on the table. You don't have heat possible. So yeah, I guess back 2 for like 3 less damage would probably be the go-to option to destroy red life anyway, to set yourself up into a good position. But again, the nice thing is you don't have to like go for one or the other. You're at like full control of the character. You can pick whatever you want, and whatever seems to be the best option at that time might be the best thing to go for. Like for instance, let's say you're getting to the end of a game. There's like, you know, 10 seconds left. Your opponent has some red life health, and you're going to be stuck in a scramble because you both have too much health. Yeah, destroy their red life. Put them into a negative spot where they really can't come back, and force them to have to go in. Versus, okay, we pop our meter, we do a little bit of jabbing, a little bit of fishing, I do cancels and shit like that. You know, you have to guess what I'm going to go for. Okay, you know, sliding pressure, so on and so forth. But if they have no red life to recover, that's completely off the table. So that's good. Okay, up forward 1. We already seen this. 10 frames, or sorry, 10 points of damage on chip. Keep in mind, you're only +1 on block, so it's not as valuable, but who cares? 10 damage is huge, especially when you want to destroy when they're stuck in rage to help mitigate the red life destruction. Or sorry, the gut system. So let's go ahead and put opponent in rage. And now, yeah, we're doing 3 points of damage because we're rounding down. But keep in mind, if we did 7 initially, I guess technically it would still do 2, though. It would be basically like a divide 2 or mod function, then rounded down. So, okay, we do 1 more point of chip. Sure. If we did 11 damage, it would be an additional 1 past that, but who cares? Yeah, gut system, anyways, a lot trickier with the 47 health for heat, or sorry, rage, now activating rather than 43, so. Okay, 1, 2, 4. Adjusted so all wow, okay, that's a big buff. So when I said earlier that 1, 2, 4, oh, yeah, it's your wall splat option, right? I was kind of disingenuous, because 1, 2, 4 didn't used to be NCC off the first hit. Now it is. So you'd have to be like second hit, counter hit, option. So that used to be NC, but now it's NCC off the first hit. And then unlike an option like the brand new Eddie 1, 2, 3, the 1, 2, 4, I mean, it's only -13. Now, granted, it looks like it has significantly less pushback. Also, they delayed the window, so you can't like delay the forward. Like this timing used to work. Like that timing. Like that doesn't work anymore. Because that was a trap, right? Okay, we're going to go for this 1, 2, 4. You want to bite into it or try to punish us early, get counter pressure going. Okay, we let the 4 rock. Because again, you're only -13. It's not that big a deal. But now you can't. You're all in with your 1, 2, 3 idea, or 1, 2, 4 idea, sorry. Now, yeah, 1, 2, 2, though, does have the old input window, though. So again, on counter it, you can confirm 1, 2, 2. But 1, 2, 4, you can't. You have to commit. But again, it's only -13. Who cares? That's a super good option. Oh, you want to fish? You know, go for your overhead option. You know, a little bit of solo wall stand 1 fishing. And then, okay, we're going to bounce in. Then 1, 2, 4. My turn. You know, massive wall splat. That's really, really nice. So the nerf is just that you can't hit confirm, or sorry, you can't delay it max anymore. And then adjusted collision detection to reduce distance between characters after the move, preventing whiffs. Okay, so that's just a fix. So I guess sometimes the 1, 2, 4 wouldn't work properly anyway, so they had to fix it. Okay, full crouch charge option. Opponent's recovery time when blocking has gone from +4 to +6. Okay, that's a big one. Sorry, I don't know how long this is charge it for. So +6, that's huge. Although the behavior on hit has changed. Let's go ahead and turn off counter hit. Okay, so flop state. So then we would get like a dash up back 4. I don't know if like 4, 3 + 4 might work here. Okay, no, it doesn't work. If it was T7, that would have worked. Chip damage on block is better. Now it does 12 points of chip, so that's huge. Expanded hurt box after the move to reduce instances where it unintentionally whiff. Yeah, so far I'm just seeing only good changes. Now maybe they mean on heat it doesn't launch anymore. No, it still launches. Yeah, I don't know where the lower nerf arrow comes from. Maybe they mean it used to like Dragon Punch, but I could swear I've never seen a Dragon Punch. I don't know. I mean, that's a buff. That's a buff, as far as I know. That's a buff. That's a bug fix probably. Sure. Okay, forward 4 now does more damage. Yeah, that's, I think, a big one, right? Is that counter hit? Okay, recovery time has been changed. Wow, so on block, it's now +0. Whoa. Yo, Shaheen got some love, huh? Damn. +0 instead of +2, or -2 is huge, right? Hey, they think, oh, I can attack here. Sorry, 124. Go fuck yourself. Sure. Okay, expanded the hitbox downward, so it now hits lower, which is good. Behavior on hit has changed though. Okay, so now causes standing spin state. I think this used to knock down, and then back 4 would be guaranteed. Let's go ahead and put it on counter hit just to confirm. Yeah, so now we don't even get any sort of flop. So okay, that is a nerf, but by the wall, it's naturally more valuable because just like Dragunov, his forward 4 and Dragunov's back 3 causes the wall splat state. Dragunov's a little bit different because his doesn't wall splat on counter hit anymore. But okay, that's good because like I said, you know, someone wants to disrespect you or try to mash out thinking this is no longer safe. They want to take their turn back. 124 or 122, same thing. Minus 11, you don't get the wall splat. Or hell, you just want maybe 123 pressure into like some sort of sneak mix up. Who knows? Okay, that's a big one. The knockdown being gone is a big nerf, but the practicality of the move overall, I would say, is significantly better. Okay, 4244 now deals more damage on the second hit, which is nasty because I assume that's still a counter launcher. Yes, it is. Okay, just so the second hit now acts as a natural combo. Oh, that's ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. So this is an actual punish. So let's say you fat finger or like brain dead 424 when you meant to do 423. Yeah, you still get the NC option. What's nasty about that though is because that's NC, now you have to deal with the third hit. If they complete it, which I assume is a launcher. Yeah, wow, okay, no, not a launcher. Crumple stun, but only plus 14 state. So same idea, back 2, Demic 2-1 post. But now they have to guess on the final hit too. And then furthermore, I mean, what is that, plus 2? I mean, not horrible. Not horrible at all. But yeah, there you go, of course, like I said. Wow, that's also strong, yeah. The third hit, man, that range is crazy. The third hit, instead of causing that like plus 14, used to be a launcher, so that is a substantial nerf. Although I don't think most people were getting value out of 4244. It was just specifically the 424 launching that people liked specifically. Although I don't know what you could get here in this game, because the pushback... Yeah, I'm sure you get something, maybe like down 3? Okay, a little bit too far, but how about if he blocks it? Okay, down 2 pickup, and then that would mean down 3 for the extra range too. I don't know, what's the new combo? See, I'm so used to this sneak dash timing. That's how you do it in Tekken 7, by the way. Wow. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, all things considered, the 4244, that's not a huge nerf. Like I said, I don't think people were getting value of the third hit. The second hit was what people really cared about anyway. Okay, here we go. This is the big change that I'm surprised Namco made. So, down 4-3, which is like his old go-to homing tool, now causes knockdown state. So I presume this is a launcher by the wall. Yes, it is. And then you get steel pedal afterwards. And then, like I said, at the wall, you get the launch. I don't think we have anything special on counter hit. Okay, no, so just natural knockdown, homing option. But the detriment part is that it's no longer safe on block. So you can't really fish for meaty down 4-3 and wake up position anymore, simply because it's not safe on block anymore. So now it's minus 13, which is huge. Like, if this was minus 10, it wouldn't be that big a deal. It's like, okay, minus 10, you know, as I talked about, what's a bit more valuable, knockdown or plus frames? Knockdown is way more valuable, right? So if this was plus 10, like, who is going to knock you down? Jin, Lily, Mishima characters, right? Everyone else kind of gets fucked over by a move like down 4-3 being minus 10. 13 framer, though, is a big difference. Like, Jin alone, 2-4, 1+2, down forward 1-4, standing 3 technically is knockdown. Back 1-2. I mean, fucking Jin has all these knockdowns. The same is true for a lot of other characters too. Elisa 1-1 on 10 frame won't be a knockdown, but Elisa 2-2 on 12 will be, sort of thing. So yeah, that's huge. Minus 13 is a massive nerf. That's such a weird move to be like, yeah, let's make that better. And obviously the idea here from Namco is they made it so 4-4 is a little bit less valuable as like a go-to safe option. So instead they're like, okay, let's make the mid option significantly more stronger, but also less safe. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about this. That actually, of the game design of Season 2 and Tekken in general, that's actually okay. It's when they give them mids that are plus frames that this shit start hitting the fan. But still, that like down forward 3 used to be a go-to option by the wall. They'll lock down your opponent. And same thing, forward 4. So now everyone's going to take more forward 4 risk instead to try to fish for that wall splat. So yeah, that's a major nerf. The knockdown is nice, but minus 13 is rough. rough. Okay, back 3. Now deals chip damage on block. Opponent recovery speed on block. Oh, okay, I like that. Minus, instead of plus 3, it's now plus 1. That's a good nerf, because, yeah, I mean, he already had go-to option like back 1. And in back 1, not only a heat engager, but back 1 also full natural hit launcher. To have him have a tool like back 1 and back 3 simultaneously was definitely way overtuned. So yeah, that was a necessary change. Necessary nerf for sure. So the chip is nice, but it's definitely a nerf, the back 3. So that's a good change. Okay, sidestep 2. Okay, we're now plus 1, and it's only minus 12. Okay, as such, though, it now acts more like a proper down 2 option for other characters where the damage is now worse, significantly worse. It's weird how, like, Namco has been nerfing low pokes. They leave, like, these other really strong pokes, and then, like, the little chipping lows, they'll nerf the damage. Although sidestep 2 at plus 1 is still nice. But yeah, the damage change is so weird, especially because, again, we're at 200 health in this version of the game in Season 2 now, so that's a massive change. Okay, so now on counter hit, it's going to be the same plus 1, it looks like. Yeah, okay, so still plus 1. We no longer get like that knockdown state like down 1 has. So yeah, they're antiquating sidestep 2 by making down 1 stronger. That's the idea. Okay, 2, 3. Damage. Ooh, 5 less damage. That hurts. Yeah, 2, 3 into sneak, plus 10 option, sneak option in that position. Yeah, that's a big nerf. Yeah, less damage on his 10 framer because, like, again, 1, 2 is your only other go-to, and 4, 1 hits on 13 in this game. So you can't even use this for like an 11 frame breakpoint, which means 2, 3 is just significantly worse. Now you have the massive plus 10 off sneak. But I guess the idea is they want you to use 4, 2, 4, 3 now, or 4, 2, 4, I suppose. Okay, they definitely want you to do that. Okay, behavior on hit. Yeah, so of course the big change here, I'm sure most of you guys know, this no longer causes an ass stun state where you can go for the guard breaker 50-50, right? Post tech roll or post plus 26 state or whatever. Now it just causes a knockdown. Furthermore, beyond the knockdown, as we had seen, this no longer causes a full wall splat either. So we kind of have the worst of both worlds. So we do have the knockdown, but we can't get the extension. And then again, at the wall, nothing works, period. So, of course, the 4-2-3 into the guard breaker was way too strong. Had to be nerfed. Makes sense. Although 4-2-3 not wall splatting is pretty crazy. Again, especially because 2-3 is now just worse on hit. And man, the timing in this game sucks. This would be the old timing in Tekken 7. Okay. Down forward 4-1-3. Collision detection of opponent has been adjusted, mitigating cases where the opponent's punish would not connect. Okay. I guess because he kind of recovers in FC, some highs probably missed him. But he's not in full crouching. It's just an animation choice from Namco. So yeah, he's not. He should be in full standing, but animation-wise, he isn't. So I guess, like I said, certain highs would miss. That's no longer the case. Ooh, down 4. 10 damage. It's funny because, like, the sound on this move, right? It sounds so chunky. But if you look at the numbers, it's really bad. Someone had corrected me in one of my videos where I talk about how this is, like, doing chunky damage just because the sound. It sounds like it hurts. But yeah, 10 damage is bad. But even at 13... down 3 was still like your go-to option because it basically did the same amount of damage, but had a mix-up built into it. So I assume down 4 doesn't do anything on counter it yet either, right? Yeah, that kind of sucks though. Okay, out of curiosity, does it even track? Typically, these moves would track. Yeah, King and Armor King have moves just like this. Okay, that doesn't track both ways, though. That hurts. Keep in mind, that's probably nothing new. That sucks, though. Other characters that would track for them, typically. Otherwise, you have a character like Victor, who has a down 4, which is, like, a little bit faster, but he has the counter animation on it. So, right? Pretty bad. Minus 12, okay. The frame data is okay on block, but it should do a little bit more. Okay, running 2. Oh, okay, puts him to that roll state. Did we get a full splat? Yes, we do. So it no longer puts him into a slump, into like a grounded recovery slump, where you can like apply pressure. Now you actually like push the shit out of them and are forced to go for another one, rather than have some sort of open field mix-up. So yeah, it is a nerf. Yeah, I'm not going to defend it. That's a nerf. Okay, while crouching, full crouch, down forward, 4-1. Okay, adjusted behavior on counter hit. Oh, thank God, dude. I hated this move. This felt so cheesy. That used to be a counter hit launcher. So basically, you try to punish the 4, and then he would hit you with the high, and then you'd instantly die. And consider, like, this move looks like nearly identical to, like, a character like Fangs. Like, Fangs is just so much worse than this one. The Fang one doesn't launch. It also is NC. Is this one even NC? That one might not actually technically be NC. Oops, I gotta... But yeah, it was way, way bad. Oops. Standing block. Counter it off. Okay, there we go. Okay, so no, this one's not NC. At least Fangs is. But still, it felt super cheesy. Like, the fact you had to hold duck for, like, way longer than anticipated. And also, furthermore, how bad is, full crouch down forward 4 on block? It's probably, like, 13. 14, okay. It just felt bad to get hit by the high every time. It was like a go-to round ender, like, oh, I have to win. I have to try to hold, get that win back. You get stuck into a scramble, and all of a sudden you get counter hit by this, and you're like, yeah, I shouldn't have hit a button, but it was stupid. So thank God they are nerfing it. Okay, slide now does less damage. That's a big nerf. 17 damage. I mean, I think we still get the sneak 1+2, right? Okay, or not. But we get something. I don't know what we get in this game. Maybe the sneak 4? No. Yeah, I'd have to think about it. I can't remember. It's been a while since I actually played Shaheen. Maybe a couple of weeks. But yeah. Okay, that's a big change. Again, same thing. Losing damage to his lows feels really strange. Like, down, sidestep 2, down 4, slide option. Yeah, it's weird. It almost feels like they want you to play Shaheen a particular way, and only that particular way. Okay, so we see down forward 2 and down 3. So a nerf, it sounds like very similar to that of Lee. The down forward 2, which is a generic, but with a special animation in this game, no longer high crushes. That's big. So how about down 3? Okay, what they mean... what they mean on down 3 is he probably got like really low to the ground. So probably sometimes this would like phantom crush mids. So the mids probably consistently beat down 3 now, which is a good change, don't get me wrong. Because yeah, it is a very strong option in general. So okay, so no more phantom whiffing on down 3, and down 4-2 no longer high crushes. That's a substantial nerf. I don't even know if even Paul lost his down 4-2 high crush, right? I think he still has his. That's fair. Okay, wall stand 4. Collision detection between the walls has been adjusted to mitigate issues of it whiffing. Okay, so there must have been a bug where the wall stand 4 would just not hit. But yeah, it no longer does that. Good change. Quality of life buff. Bug fix is more accurate, I suppose. Okay, sure. Okay, so I was feeling like really confident with this character. I was like, oh man, these are like substantial changes. You have this like super good new move, sidestep 1+2, which honestly is probably pretty overtuned. Because keep in mind, this is like the old animation of like 4-2-3. So then, hey, we get the guard breaker option, right? I would presume. Let me go on pop meter. Yeah, guard breaker 50-50 off the sidestep 1+2. And again, I guess if you sidestep left, the sidestep left causes the fucking move to track, which is probably a bug. But yeah, it's such a nigh oppressive move. The only benefit is, thank God, it doesn't actually cause a wall splat. But at the same time, the counter hit does cause a wall splat, and this is one of those moves where you feel like you probably have to hit a button to try to get out of it, but then you get put into that like slump. Okay, and it also causes full splat too. Man, I never noticed the high angle attack on this move. So that means these all probably wall splat. Until that frame right there, probably. Interesting. But yeah, I was feeling confident. I'm like, oh man, Shaheen got some major love. These are some good changes. Like, you have some universal nerfs, but hey, those are universal nerfs. Nothing you do about that. 1-2-2 cancel is huge. That's definitely a annoy the fuck out of your opponent button for sure now. 4-3 nerf, but at the same time, a new system change. Heat smash out of standing. Heat smash out of standing, like command heat smash now. Back 2 being 14 for health, red life destruction. Sneak 4 being stronger, or snake 4. Like, these are all good. These are all good changes. And then we get down here, and it's like, oh, okay, down 4-3. I understand why they nerfed it. Back 3, okay, back 1's really strong. Sidestep 2, okay, weird nerf. 2-3, okay, that's a big nerf. 4-2-3, that's a big nerf. It's like, whoa, those are pretty big ones. So, ooh, okay. So for the first category of the character overall, I'm probably going to give him a 0 arrow, leaning slightly to nerf. The major one, of course, here is 2-3 nerf. 2-3 nerf is massive. That's a massive, massive nerf. The other ones are just annoying, or like things that should have happened a long time ago. But like 2-3 is a big one. So I'll give a slight negative edge to category 1, but I'm still going to give him a 0 arrow. So good buffs, bad nerfs. Like the interesting decision making from Namco here, where they kind of decided to do both sides of the coin. With that being said, I believe the idea for these nerfs is because they want to force you to play this more Season 2 heavy playstyle. Maybe that's the idea in general. Get you away from the old school line of thinking and be like, hey kid, do that sidestep 1+2, right? It's like the little devil on your shoulder. Hey man, do this move now. It's like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. Nah, do it, bro. And then, hey, if you sidestep left, your sidestep 1+2 full tracks. Do it, kid. Like, what the fuck? So those ones are pretty big. Now, would I give that a full arrow up? It's close. It honestly is close, but I think this is going to be the first time where the first arrow is going to really heavily influence the second arrow. And I think I can't give him a full arrow up simply because he is missing that like really fucking annoying mid-homing game that a lot of the other characters have gotten that don't really deserve it. Down 4-3. Now, if down 4-3 was the old frame data, I'd probably say, yeah, I'd probably give him a full arrow up for Season 2. But down 4-3, again, for any other character, wouldn't be -13. It would be -5 or maybe +3. Who knows, right? What it could be on the table. So, again, forward 4 helps supplement where down 4-3 is gone now. But any other character, he wouldn't have to think, hey, you hit the same button over and over, which, of course, sidestep 1+2 is. So, I'm going to go ahead and give him probably half an arrow, more leaning towards a full arrow, but he doesn't have that like super juicy, annoying Season 2 bullshit. He just has sidestep 1+2, which is annoying Season 2 bullshit, but it doesn't launch. It's just knockdown. It's more of an annoyance than anything, but other characters would have significantly better moves for their Season 2 options. So I'm going to give him half an arrow. So out of a total of 2 arrows, I'll give him half an arrow up with out of 4. So that's 1 out of 4 is my rating. Keep in mind when I say 1 out of 4, we can go negative. So technically -4 out of 4 is possible. So it really is more of a 5 out of 8, I suppose. But hey, neither here nor there. But yeah, I'm gonna give him a slight arrow up. So big buffs, big nerfs too. One of them. Now here, okay, here's in Namco's defense. I'm gonna give him defense here. In Namco's defense, this is actually interesting game design. Apart from Sidestep 1+2, you're changing the character and getting rid of some of the old legacy stuff, but also you're kind of pushing them to go towards a new season 2 sort of style. And it's nice that you're not just like blanket nerfing or blanket buffing the character. You're not Dragonoving him. At the same time, you're not hitting him like with June buffs. So he's a nice little balance between the two. Is it any surprise that Shaheen is a character who no one plays, and that's probably why they do it? Not a coincidence. I'm definitely going to not chalk that one up. But yeah, very interesting design for sure on this character. Unfortunately, this ain't going to be getting people to play Shaheen. And if you're already a hardcore Shaheen player, it's probably not enough to get you off the character either. So, grand scheme of things, nothing's going to change with Shaheen. You're either going to play him or you're not going to play him. You're not going to like him or you're going to like him, sort of thing. So that's the good news. But hey, he still has this fairly character identity well defined in T8, and that's something that a lot of other characters can't say. Okay, so if I made a mistake, please let me know. Timecode said mistake. Comments, questions, concerns, YouTube, Reds, Twitter. I don't know what's coming out, but we do have the match review on Sunday. And then we have more submissions now, which is good. But yeah, we'll cover that in a few days. If there's anything I missed, I'm going to probably cover like the Riyadh tournament this weekend and whatnot. If there's anything else I missed, though, please in the comments let me know once again. Okay, I'll also consider becoming a member. It's how I make money. I appreciate all the new members I've received. Thank you for supporting the channel and viewers like you. Okay, that'll be it. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day or great rest of the weekend. Later all.